Yes, I am Jel, moniker. Jeff Logan. I'm one of the main producers or producing forces within the Anaconda record label collective.
Slash rapper slash DJ.
Everything above. And yeah, I've pretty much been with these guys since the beginning. 5 years ago, we started our Mecca to the west. The West was Mecca.
The West was one.
Yeah.
We used to when we first moved out. I'm Dose, by the way. I'm Dose One, and I saw you looking at me yesterday. We came out to California around 5 years ago, like Jeff said, and when we first moved out here, we had a practice rehearsal space above Slipknot before they were Slipknot, and they were called Grip This or something like that. And so we stayed above Slipknot for a while, and then ever since then we saved up pennies and clams, and yeah, I know, don't worry. And yeah, and so we make music in our bedrooms for a living every day. We do what we feel, and then we own our own record label, which is Anticon, and it's been it's been a movement to us and music to the world, and it's good. We followed it, and it's taken us places. Yeah, it's lots of hokey one-word slogans and bumper stickers about it. It's been a great experience. It's been sturdy.
Yeah, it's still going good. Yeah.
Oh,
we started
whatever.
Anacon back in like 1998, and it was a project that we all were working on. We met up with, well, actually, Adam and I had been working together for about a year or two before that.
Yo, you just said my non-code name.
All right.
It's cool.
So Dose and I were working together for about a year or two.
Jeff.
And I was driving back and forth from Chicago to Cincinnati, where he was going to school, and that's when we started just doing music through meeting each other through Mr. Dibbs, who I met a few years earlier. And that's when we started putting together our first album, the first Them album. And
Mail Order Bride.
Yeah.
We get together, do 2 songs at a time.
Yeah.
And then we met Slug from Atmosphere.
Yeah.
And Soul in the same respect. We sent out our music and we got connected, and everyone felt a mutual kinship, And so we did this. We all flew out and did what we want, like our version of an underground supergroup type of thing. So it was Soul, Slug, Alias, and then we each tried to bring some beats from our producers. And so Jeff came with me, actually, since we worked so closely, and he was actually producing beats to our words as opposed to sequencing beats for us to rap on. And then long story short, Deep Puddle became a good record, and we didn't know where to put it out, and no one was into our music when we first put it out. Me and Soul had released records, and distributors didn't want it. It was too weird, yada yada, so it wasn't going anywhere. So we wanted to put our own label together to put out Deep Puddle. And a few months later, I get a call from Soul and the Pedestrian, who were up one night, and they were like, "What do you think of Anticon? We've been talking about it all night. I think Brandon came up with it." Just the name itself, yeah. And then poof. And then over the course of the next 3 years, we all moved out to California in succession, in small pockets of people, till all of us were here. And now, just lots of money, lots of women, lots of smoothies, fruit juice, vitamins.
Lots of coffee.
Carob. You like carob?
Yeah. A lot of public transit.
A lot of halva.
No,
Bacon.
not much halva.
Yeah, some bacon. We got it.
Yeah, well, then it took us. We also it took after that we did the initial album, which was how many songs? Like
Deep Puddle was like 8.
Yeah, but we did the last 4 a year later.
Yeah, but it was like 8 plus 4.
Yeah.
Maybe
So 8.
7 plus 4.
Yeah, whatever. So we did a majority of the album in that first session, and then a year later, around the same time,
Yeah, exactly.
June,
again.
we did the last 4 songs at my place in Chicago, just in an apartment.
Which are more cohesive. They don't sound as good because we mixed them on a shittier machine.
Yeah, it was
Can
on
you
a...
curse on this, by the way? We're cool with that? Okay, great. Shit, what a shit bag. There was this shit bag machine that was no good compared to the really nice shit that we use in the studio.
Yeah.
But anyway, on the real. So yeah. Then we did a few more songs, and that was it. And then Deep Puddle came to a close. We And then we finished the Them record
Yeah.
shortly after that, and Jeff and I have been doing that bit by bit. He would drive down from Chicago in his mom's car, and I would have 2 more songs ready, and we'd lay the beats and lay the vocals.
But
And
we finished that in Minneapolis. Also.
we finished that in Minneapolis, and then mixed it a little after that. And then the Them record came out. Them would be themselves, is Jel and myself. And we got an email from Van Morrison about them. So, or it was a fan club member. Jeff had the email. I didn't see
It was
it.
threatening and offensive, and I just didn't want to go through any.
Deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So
very.
Van Morrison.
The email that I got was very threatening and offensive, so I just decided to, not even. And there was no legal action at all. It was just like someone that was a crazed Van Morrison fan, I guess.
Yeah, we just titled the record that.
Yeah.
And that's it. Now we're themselves.
Yeah. For the second release, we decided to do themselves. And actually thinking about it told a little more about us than just them. That was a little scary. Themselves is a little more pleasing and inviting.
It's more us, I think.
Yeah. Okay. The music in Anacon is pretty much. It all came from the same time period. Like all of us were kind of developing in the same time period, like back in early '90s, late '90s, excuse me. And the progression has been different for everybody. I mean, even though we've all been there with each other, helping each other along, and our progression with our music and everything, but it's like people have definitely gone in their own directions, and stuck to certain values and have not stuck to certain values, as in like with hip hop ethic and actually doing more hip hop based music to expanding and working with a band, or just doing solo stuff on your own in your room, like Dose does his own solo stuff. The Slow Death was an album that you did around the same time as the Green Think stuff, which was 97, 98, probably.
And it's always our music kind of really retains our life. So over the course of years, music sticks to our ribs, and then we put it out. So a lot of not all of our music is adventures in cutting song out of solid wood. Like a lot of times we're making our music because that's what we're doing for the evening, or that's what we're doing for the week. So it's really mired in us, and I think it gives it a certain touch, and it definitely lends. Our music is for. It's another world. It's its own world. At its best, I think it's when you're listening to it in headphones, you're in our space for a second or two. You know what I mean? And that's what our music offers. It doesn't offer like put it on repeat in the convertible, with lemonade.
I think
like
it offers that sometimes.
It does too. Well, that's what we go for. I think when we're working at certain things, that's there too. But most of the charm in our music lies in the fingerprints and the nicks and the dings and the edges all being bent. And we do our own artwork, which we've always gradually gotten more confident in, and now we lay out everything and do all the design ourselves, and it's good. We control all the aspects, like NWA.